wonderful. Given the situation, we're all stuck inside. And Melissa, our editor, had mentioned that you had grown your Facebook group to over 500 people. And I thought we should get together and chat a little bit about who you're looking for to join the group and what your goals are and what's going on. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So in February, I decided to start a Facebook group for LGBTQ plus business owners, professionals, and aspiring authors. So it's not an either or, it's for anyone who might be an LGBTQ business owner or professional, or even, a student, anyone who's just really kind of looking for a sense of community. For me, one of the reasons why I wanted to start this group is that my network is almost exclusively LGBTQ owned businesses and really supportive allies to the community, that I thought, why not have some kind of group where I'm able to see people on a more consistent basis and interact with people and leverage my network to help others connect with each other. Because I don't know about you, but for me, I just always assume that everyone knows each other. So I'll be in a room, it'll be with you and somebody else, and I'm like, how does Robin not know this person? Or how does this person not know who Robin is? And then so for me, it's kind of like, how do I match make? But then the purpose that I am hoping to use it for in a more active way too, is to help vet different book ideas. Because I think a lot of people struggle with not necessarily knowing if their story is valuable enough to share, or if anyone wants to hear their story. So I've been posting occasionally here and there saying, hey, here's this book idea. Is it something that you're interested in? Yes or no? So there's really no other obligation to just chiming into a poll that I might put out there. So that's kind of in a nutshell, what my hope is. So, obviously if someone is interested in writing, there's plenty of people who are authors in there, but it's not necessarily just for that purpose. It's really a communal gathering for anyone who's in the LGBTQ plus community, who's just, looking to network and build more meaningful relationships.
Oh, that's good. So this was going along before the stay-at-home mandate and the pandemic. So now that we're under that kind of situation, have you found an uptick in participation? Has your mission broadened? I mean, what's going on?
Well, I started it in the third week of February, so it was really just shy of the pandemic really blowing up. But what I just recently started doing is that last week I had an LGBTQ plus happy hour to just say hey, whoever's in this group, let's just get on a Zoom call and let's just sit at our desks and have a drink together. And it was really awesome to do. And so now I'm working on having that happen more. So for me, it's, we are all stuck at home, which is unfortunate for many, many people. But it's there's an opportunity to build deeper connections and kind of put drop the facade almost of, I have to be perfect all the time, or, I don't know. It's just a very interesting time that we're in. So I don't know that it's broadened a whole lot more, but I'm trying to do more things in the group that feel like what people need. So I'm always kind of an open book in many regards. So if someone says, hey, I would love if we did this, I'd be like, sure, let's do it. You want to volunteer? Let's go. Without having to really think it through too much. And I think that's kind of the great thing about the time we're in right now, is that you don't have to methodically plan everything. You can just kind of organically go where someone has a need at that moment.
Yeah, that's good. Great advice too. So what else is on deck for Publish Your Purpose? And have things changed for you for the foreseeable, next couple months? How are things faring out given what we're in and, the situation we're all in?
It's an interesting time, as any of us who own a small business right now. Things are a little bit dicey. I feel fortunate in many ways that I heard a statistic the other day that 50% of small businesses are going to be out of business in 90 days, which is a horrifying statistic. And I feel fortunate that that is not the place that I feel like I'm in, because I think on the other side of this, there's going to be an even greater need for people to share their stories and want to publish their purpose. But the thing I'm cooking up right now is I am creating a free mini course that is packed with content, and it's 100% free. There's no strings attached, for how to use this time and leverage this time to get your book written. So from a how do you get in the right mindset to how do you get accountability to how do you write. And so I'm working on that right now that I'm hoping to release in the next couple of weeks, which I'm super excited about because I don't know how, I feel like this is how you operate too, but in times of uncertainty, in crisis mode and things like that, I tend to get more creative and I need to anchor myself in having some kind of purpose that's bigger than me. So for me, it's how do I help more people, which includes doing daily tips for people about writing, creating this free course, and moderating this new Facebook group that's almost at 600 people right now. So, for me, my purpose comes from helping others. And, that's kind of everything that I'm up to right now. So I think Publisher Purpose will weather this storm. It's a matter of, how ugly do we have to get for a little bit of time before we're on the other side. But I feel very confident that the other side will be fruitful if, I don't put my head in the sand, which, I think some businesses unfortunately are putting their heads in the sand. And I don't think that that's the best way to approach it right now. But, everyone's at a different place in their journey.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's why I've always loved you and loved your leadership. I think that it makes sense to actually take advantage of this downtime. I mean, there's not much about this we can control except washing our hands and, covering our mouths and eyes and nose when we're out. Well, obviously you have to be able to see, but the whole idea is the social distancing. But this is a time to like regroup. If there's a book idea or something about being a thought leader that appeals to people in our audience, we want to definitely have them reach out to you, speak in. If they're in the LGBT community, then obviously join the group. But this is a great time to sort of retool, get that extra skill, reach out for that dream of writing a book. And I was glad when Melissa told me you were doing this. I wanted to make sure we had a little video element to share in social so that people know that you're there and doing it. If they hadn't heard of you, they need to find out.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. Yeah. It's just we're in such crazy times. We may as well try to make the best of them since it doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay, so before we end, is there any call to action or big ask or something that BEQ Pride can help you do in, immediately or in the foreseeable future? Is there some message that we can take forward?
My big message is just go and do the things that scare you and don't put your head in the sand. So like the really big message, right? Because now is the time to drop the perfection, drop the facade, just go and be and do the things that you might have been afraid to do before. Because I feel like we're in a time where people are far more receptive to people just being their full selves and all of that glory, whatever that may look like. So that's the big picture, my call to action. And then, for anyone who's just thinking about writing a book, I am working on new materials right now that I had mentioned. So my website is clunky and very, it's Publish Your Purpose Press, which a little bit clunky and a tongue twister, but I'm also setting up getting started for authors, so .com. So if it's something that, if authorship's even just a little bit on your radar, I have a lot of free resources that, I just want to give back and help you make the most of this time in the best way that you can.
What a noble cause, and I'm with you. High five.